IVM.
Hello everyone. Welcome to the Positively Unlimited podcast, and today we are talking about quality versus quantity. Yes, the letter for this week is Q, and it's a tough one, you know. In the previous series of A to Z, I did an episode called Q for Question Everything. So this time I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what other mindsets or perspectives do we need through Q? I obviously went to Google. I mean, all our answers lie with Google, right? And a search for words with Q gave me this quality versus quantity idea. The most common conflict between quality and quantity involves time. It's not about how much time you spend with someone, it's how you spend that time that matters, correct? That's what we hear our loved ones tell us when we are sitting with them but are constantly on our phones. Or we say this to people who don't give us enough quality time. Today's episode is not just about mindfully spending time with our loved ones. It's also about the idea of quality and quantity across different aspects of our lives and the havoc it wreaks when we put too much weight on either one. Let's take time itself. We lead very hectic lives and often get a couple of hours at the end of the day with the family. I mean, that's when our fuel tank is almost empty. We are possibly running on reserve because we've had a really tough day. How much can you do with them in this time? And do they refuel you or do they drain you? Clearly, quality should be given more importance since we are low on quantity anyway. But take this need to give your 100% to everything. Now, this is something completely different than just time. It's about the effort that you put in towards things. It's your desire for perfection. There are things where 85% of your energy is enough to get the job done. So just save that 15% and use it towards the next task or a task that is going to need more than 100% of your time and energy. Here, quantity must be chosen over quality. Now let's also look at emotions. When you are starving, for instance, you're more likely to order something heavy, fattening, and totally off your meal plan. At that point, you're not thinking about your fitness goals. Also, in gobbling food down, you're going to end up overeating. So both quality and quantity are thrown out of the window. Similarly, think about love. When you have had a spate of bad relationships or when you've been single for too long, you will welcome love and attention of many different kinds. Even after a few dates, when you realize the person is a walking, talking red flag, you'll find it hard to pull yourself away. And God forbid, you do get into a serious relationship with this red flag, you'll discover your hidden talents of clinginess and possessiveness. So where are the quality and quantity markers here? Food and love. Emotions of these kinds cannot be measured simply by way of quality or quantity. How many cigarettes do you smoke in a day? Let's talk quantity for a second. And do you have days when the number increases quite a bit? You know, I have a friend who almost becomes a chain smoker the moment the holiday plane lands at its destination. The way I see it, it's a sense of freedom from her own expectations that she expresses by smoking away. I'm on holiday. That's her constant response to any comment on the number of ciggies she smoked. It's as if a break is all about rebellion, letting loose from the stringent rules she may be placing on herself in her routine life back home, which, by the way, involves a thriving career and an active social life. So what am I saying in this episode? Well, only this, that life is in black and white. It cannot be measured just by quality or just by quantity. Everything is not about these two words. And often, we're choosing the wrong cue. When we are starving is when we should think of ordering quality. Food that's aligned to our plan can fill our tummies well enough. When we are longing for love and romance, we must keep our values in our conscious mind, and what we want to experience must be thought about just as much as we think about what we don't want to experience. Once again, Q for quality. Also, let me say this. If you end up going on many single dates because you know what you want to experience and you shall have it, then it's okay. Don't let Q for quantity judge you. I know of guys who went through the whole arranged marriage process where they met at least 40 girls before they finally met their match and now wives. Quantity with a purpose will lead to quality of experience. If you are sitting with your parents or even friends for a short time, keep that phone aside. And I'm guilty of this too. I know my dad and friends often yell at me to keep my phone aside, so I know that some of us find it hard. At least I do. All my work happens on my phone. By the way, I don't own another gadget. Laptop, tablet, desktop, nada. So I write my podcast scripts, my blog posts, shoot and edit my videos, figure my social media and support my clients, besides staying in touch with friends and family using just one gadget, my phone. That's my defense. That's why I'm on the phone all the time. But this too is an example of quality versus quantity. I know I can keep it aside, and I must learn to keep it aside. And maybe that's what I'll attempt this week. So what's your positive action going to be for this week? Connect with me on Instagram. My handle is PositivityAngel, and do let me know. Also, the previous letter Q from the first series that I did, well, that episode and all the others are available on the IVM podcast website and on the IVM app. Thanks for tuning in. And before I sign off, I have a wonderful surprise for you. Starting 3rd February 2019, I'm hosting a wonderful series of positive action webinars. This 6-session series will take you from the process of goal setting to overcoming procrastination and overthinking, and even setting the right money mindset. If you would like to join in, if you would like to attend this webinar, then write me an email on chetna@circleofpositivity.com, and I will send you a 10% discount code only because you are one of my favorite listeners. My email ID is chetna@circleofpositivity.com. Once again, chetna@circleofpositivity.com. So if you are listening in today, write to me, take that 10% discount code, and join me on these webinars. So until next Monday, may your week be positively unlimited.
Family businesses get a bad rap. At one time, they were looked down on for getting rich, for being too ambitious. Today, they're still looked down on, but for not being ambitious enough. Not agile enough, not modern enough, too traditional in their mindset. The biggest brands and business houses in the country started out as humble family businesses. It's the way India has done business. Join Sonu Bhasin in conversation with stalwarts of Indian family businesses on the Inheritors podcast series by Bloomberg Quint. Discuss the highs and lows, the needs and pressure points of building a business legacy that spans generation.
Have you gotten yourself a gym membership and shown up only a few times? Are long working hours cutting your fitness goals short? How about you change things a little? Even a small effort can make a big difference. And I'll tell you how and what exactly. Hi guys, I'm Coach Urmi, and on the Kinetic Living podcast, you can look forward to some interesting stories of people who have changed the way they look at fitness after their kinetic journeys. Episodes out every Wednesday on the IVM app, website, and anywhere you get your podcast from.